full 90 minutes, the Blasters of Ghana losing. Who gave me
Simply disappointing. In 24 years, Black Stars in Lucy game or Barbara Sports Stadium in AFCON qualifiers. In our worst moments, we draw, and those are games that in that 24-year period, no. But this Black Stars gave us a lot of hope. In the last 2 games, your ball World Cup qualifiers, Remember, at the AFCON, it was a complete failure. If Sarah results were at the back of the AFCON, you would have agreed to it. But results were at the time, Yakosha Mali in Bamako, Abesha Central African Republic. Even though a fantastic performance, but at least we got the 3 points in the World Cup qualifiers. Now about AFCON 2025 qualifiers, we know very well, say, our first game, Sudan winning the game. Our 3 points. Then we sit home and lose. That's unacceptable. Again, I didn't see a lot of commitment on the part of our boys. Say Ubo game. No clear commitment, people fighting and you lose. You can agree. But this was a game from the captain Thomas Partey to the coach himself. Very, very lethargic attitude. You don't see that they think there's something at stake. They are just playing to end the 90 minutes. The ball we were just playing 90 minutes, but on our draw. And unfortunately for the Palancras Negras, the important goal. I think that in the game, to sum it up, it's simply disappointing.
Yeah, coach Utuado, the starting lineup, ne pair the center back now, having a Salisu with a moment.
It's unfortunate that Mumin, yes, a mistake. Other than that, I would have commended the two for the game they played. Initially, in the first 20 minutes, they were struggling. But so second half, there was that understanding, say, Abdul Mumin will go in for the tough tackles, then Salisu the sweeper. And for me, they were good. When him say Jiku, the commander at our back, unfortunately, he picked an injury for Fenerbahce game. Etienne Salisu step up. I saw Salisu playing and commanding for the first time in Ghana games. I saw him to be a commander at the back. When we were not scoring, he was pushing high up the pitch. No ball ever drew center line or no try to coordinate players, or try to issue out instructions. It is unfortunate, sir. Abdul Mumin a committee error at that time. Even if it had happened early in the game, we can fight to equalize. But that time now, mistake unfortunate. But all in all, apart from that mistake, for me, Abdul Mumin gave an assured performance that can even push him to get a starting berth in the Black Stars. With the game at all ball Spanish La Liga, top defenders in the Spanish La Liga after the first 4 games who players are most tackles, successful tackles in terms of area duels, ground duels. Abdul Mumin is there. Even that game na Barcelona share or 8 interceptions and 8 clearance in that particular game. So the game pick per numbers, but unfortunately he made an unpardonable error and that cost us the game. So after say or consider goal not that form sir, your point game not that he feels disappointed in himself because nankene why okay.
Yeah, why midfield party with Elisha almost combination and
very flat, and I was surprised with Coach Otoado, and I've made it known to him, the coach. I was surprised that he decided to play a flat 2. See, we always lack a ball progressor in our game, and so when Majid Ashimero is around, you don't take chances. Pate normally at SCT deep, Pate doesn't progress the ball. Now the Elisha also another flat midfielder Akano. So there was a gap. So he gave now gap between the midfield and the attack. In the due time, your midfield Pate and Elisha Akechiri and a Kurusaka attackers and that hole was exploited by Abrante Didi Freddy and Kafumana. They exploited the space because there was no player there. You needed a typical number 6, which Pate could do to sit deep in front of the 2 central defenders. Then you play Ashimero as a ball progressor. Nanka the Kudus the creative works, but you bought 2 flat players and Kudus and a Kudus attackers and there was a hole, and that coach of Angola, Pedro Gonçalves, he's an intelligent person. He exploited that to the advantage of the Angolans, and kudos to them. They scored and won this particular game.
Yeah, coach Otuado decision to start Abrante and Didi Ishaku ahead of Joseph Pinson. Was it a good idea?
I will not fault him for starting him, but I'll fault him for playing him up to the time he substituted him. See, Isaku is on form. If you go to Leicester City and in the English Premier League, he's on form. Normally, coaches and you're too comfortable playing players or mobile or their MLS. Again, if you know how Abrante did a pincer connected with Ghana, he needed to connect 4 different flights before getting here. So clearly you may think he's tired, but I was thinking, sir, by the 60th 65th minute he must come in because he pace, you know. A call right side or Tariq at the cross by your head here. If when you have some moments game, maybe you could have capitalized on it. Into starting Kudus per se was not a problem for me, but the number of minutes he played clearly was a problem. Again, I don't know why Otado decided to start Elisha and Jordan, who reported to Kumasi on Wednesday. For me, it is something that as a coach you don't do. Next time, Thomas Partey will come on the match day and you may have to play him. Next time, Antoine Semenyo may come on the match day, you may have to play him. Yes, also my boy a day extra. We agree. But for him to have reported on Wednesday, clearly, then a coach, he decided to say, Obeko with other options. Brandon Thomas Asante could have led our lines. You play Iñaki on the right side. Nankao the Fatau Isaku, I will pitch it from the left side. And Kenya problem. But the coach decided to start 2 players. Elande Ghana, Tuesday 10 p.m. at Accra, connected to Kumasi on Wednesday morning, and you play them Thursday afternoon. For me, it was not a good decision.
How did you see today's game?
It was a very intense encounter, end-to-end action, painful defeat. The last time Blaster lost at the Barbara Sports was way back in 2000. That was when Ghana hosted AFCON with Nigeria. Nomvete scored the only goal at the Barbara Sports Stadium here. That was 24 years ago. So it was quite disappointing. Very somehow, some way embarrassing. If there should be anything that should break this jinx or this record, it shouldn't be Angola. It shouldn't be Angola. At least it has to be one of the powerhouses on the continent. It is not supposed to be Angola. Quite disappointing.